Good, y'all. So Mike Malone, the former coach of the Denver Nuggets that won them a championship 2 years ago, he said that SGA showed why he's the MVP. Now, these comments are very shocking because in March 11th, and I think he might have still been the head coach of the Nuggets at this time. Somebody let me know in the comment section. He said, obviously, SGA is a great player. And if he wins his first MVP, he's deserving of that. My thing is, if you didn't know that Nikola Jokic won 3 MVPs, and I put that player A and player B on paper, that guy that was averaging a triple-double, the guy that is a top 3 in the 3 major statistical categories, things that no one has ever done, he wins the MVP 10 times out of 10. And if you don't think so, I think you guys are all BSing, right? So what changed, Mike Malone? You just said in March that Nikola Jokic should win MVP, and then last night, you say that SGA showed why he's the MVP. I'm going to tell y'all why. It's because Nikola Jokic had something to do with Mike Malone being fired. Let's just keep it 100, y'all. We found out that the president and the owner of the Denver Nuggets, they didn't like the fact that Mike Malone was giving all of these minutes to Russell Westbrook. But Nikola Jokic is the one that recruited Russell Westbrook to come to the Denver Nuggets. We can't forget that. We got to add context, y'all. Right? Now, when Jamal Murray got injured in the regular season earlier in the season, Russell Westbrook was moved into the starting lineup. The Denver Nuggets were winning games. Russell Westbrook was showing flashes of prime Westbrook when he was on OKC. You know, averaging him and Joker was averaging triple doubles together. They were winning games. Everything was going well. But when Jamal Murray came back from injury, right? And Mike Malone decided to start Jamal Murray and Russ at the same time, that chemistry kind of fell off a little bit. Because you got 2 point guards playing in the starting lineup at the same time. And we all know Russ likes to have the ball in his hands. But if Jamal Murray's in the starting lineup, you ain't going to have the ball in your hands as much as when he's not in the starting lineup. So they ended up putting Russ back on the bench, right? And then from there, the Denver Nuggets were struggling. The whole chemistry was off. You understand what I'm saying? So there's no way that Michael Malone gets fired a couple of weeks before the playoff starts if Nikola Jokic doesn't want it to happen. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. He's the Denver Nuggets' franchise player. And you're not going to make a decision like that to upset your player to where he ends up wanting to request a trade and go to a different team. When you look at the press conference that Nikola Jokic had after Mike Malone was fired, he seemed relieved. He seemed happy. He seemed at peace. He didn't seem frustrated at all that his head coach that won him his first championship 2 years ago was fired, right? Like, we seen that LeBron was pissed off when the Lakers traded Anthony Davis. We didn't see that from Nikola Jokic when Mike Malone got fired, which means that behind the scenes, there was a lot of tension between Mike Malone and the players. Obviously, the higher-ups and possibly some players on the team, they didn't like the decisions that Mike Malone was making. And I think that Nikola Jokic, you know, he pretty much pressed the green light to get rid of Mike Malone. And this is very shocking because, you know, from the outside looking in, it seemed like everything was all good and grandy between, you know, Mike Malone and Nikola Jokic. But obviously that wasn't the case. They weren't getting along. We all know Mike Malone is an old school coach. He's always going to call people out. He's always going to voice his opinion. He's going to raise his voice. We done seen Mike Malone damn near get into a fist fight with the refs time after time. And Nikola Jokic was tired of it. You know, he wanted to get rid of Mike Malone. And Mike Malone probably knows that Nikola Jokic is the reason why he got fired. And that's why you're seeing Mike Malone say that SGA showed why he's the MVP. He's just being petty, man. You know, and listen, Mike Malone has every right to feel some type of way about how he was fired. That was garbage. The fact that this guy, who is arguably the best coach in the NBA, the fact that he was fired like 2 or 3 weeks before the playoffs is crazy, y'all. We got to be honest, man. It's crazy. And they should have at least allowed him to finish the season and finish the postseason before they decided to move on and get a different head coach. You fired this guy that literally just won your team a championship 2 years ago, right before the playoffs. That's crazy, y'all. So shout out to Mike Malone. I don't blame him at all for being petty. Nikola Jokic got Mike Malone fired, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this. It's your boy Wavy. I'm out.